Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully, it's not in the middle of the night. If you are watching a replay later on, please let me know in the comments on YouTube or in our group. Would love to always hear your feedback. These are all advanced trainings with me. If you are new, my name is Petra. And we've been doing this for over a year now. And today we are going to do a bit of a play. So we're not going to dive deep into the topics and do a lot of knowledge. We're going to have fun. This is my favorite part of working with Healy. It includes your intuition. It includes combining your knowledge that you've been learning for over a year with me and literally trusting yourself and combining literally the messages that are coming from your body with what Healy is presenting. So we're going to look at Healy Resonance app, which is the blue app, and all Healy programs. So we are going to do an analysis, and we're going to go deeper into the analysis to actually see what's going on in the body. So we're going to look at the physical part of the body. You can do similar things with everything else that you do analysis for, and you can combine your knowledge and your intuition into things that work for you. Remember, this is not, 1 + 1 is 2, right? This is kind of situation where 1 + 1 is 3. So when you're actually starting to combine the knowledge, the science, everything that Healy gives you back with your own inner feelings and intuition. So this is where you come in. So everything that we be building through all these trainings that have been big on knowledge, we need to now integrate that knowledge. We need to figure out how we can utilize that knowledge, how we can combine it, and how we can actually understand our body better. And I've been telling you that for a while. It's actually a really simple approach. So what we're going to do today, I'm just going to daylight savings. Yeah, Deb, I feel ya. Seriously, I lived in Europe. I was born in Europe. Never had that problem. Here in Australia, it's just mind blowing. Like, seriously, I have friends all over Australia. We don't know when to catch up because there's literally every possible time on this planet. Like, seriously. It gets me every single time as well. Okay, let me start sharing so we can start doing this thing. Oh, where is my thingy? Okay, so today is going to be really simple. We're going to play around. I'm going to share my phone, my screen, and then I'm going to share kind of a gist of the program list that we have. So what to look for, so we can actually kind of pull in the threads together to make this beautiful tapestry of your body and what's going on. And then I'm going to show you, I've scanned myself today with all Healy programs and I went in deeper. I'm going to show you how I've done that. I'm going to show you what came up, and I'm going to actually explain those programs based on what's happening for me this week. So you will see how that actually combines and it comes out exactly what is going on for me in my life. So this is a place where you need to start learning about yourself. This is a place where you actually get to know yourself well. This is the place where you actually start observing and being aware of your thoughts, your emotions, how you approach things, how you either respond or react to situations, how situations from the environment are influencing you, to actually start sensing beyond the physical environment of what's actually influencing your emotional and mental health. So all of those things are combined in the Healy. So if you are just limiting yourself on a physical level, I drank that and I ate that and I have no idea why I'm feeling that. So that to me would tell me that there is lack of awareness within your body and within your conscious existence. So there's something to work on. There's no good or bad, just letting you know. There's just room to improve. That's all it is. So it's everything that's new at the beginning. It's challenging. Trust me, I'm starting a new chapter and it's freaking challenging right now for me. So I completely understand. Getting out of the comfort zone is something that our brain doesn't want. And it's the trick is that by science currently, by research, that's the only way you can actually keep your brain alive. Yeah, to learn new things and actually build new neurons and neuron pathways. And that is by challenging yourself to learn things new. Okay, so today is all about understanding how to support your body through the Healy, all Healy programs Blue app. So as always, every Thursday, we have our beautiful notice or things that to remind you, a reminder that your life is your own responsibility. And no matter what tools you use, they are not there for you to project your personal responsibility on them. So make sure that you understand that Healy, yes, it's an amazing tool, but it's not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. You are the power. You have the power, and you are powerful enough if you empower yourself with knowledge and integrate it into wisdom in order to shift things within yourself and in your life. Yeah. So just to make this clear, because we are going to go into the physical things so we can actually pull things out. Okay, my question to you is, do you know the All Healy programs option in the Healy Resonance app? And do you understand what they show in the body when you do analysis? Pop that into the comment. I want to know if you do understand it, if you struggle with it, if you actually are using it, if you don't use it. So I want to know that. So make sure that you pop that into the comments. I'll drink some water in between and I'll make sure that everything's logged in. Oh, not really. Okay. Always do that scan first. Amazing. Not really. Really? Okay. Don't much understand it. Okay. Yes, yes, perfect. Okay. So not clear understood. Okay, so using but confusing. And it rhymes. uh, so let's look at it. Yeah. So this is not for us to be scientists or for us to say, this is what Healy does to me. If Healy says this program comes and this is wrong with me. This is not what Healy does. Yeah. This is your perception of how you use Healy. So today I want to actually invite you to challenge yourself, to expand beyond that perception and actually use it as an exploration tool. So instead of saying this is what's happening and this is what Healy says it's wrong with me, I would love you to approach it in a way of questions of, okay, so if this is coming up, what could it be? What could my body be saying to me? What has been happening to me lately that is actually could influence this part of me? Or what is it that is causing or influencing this part? Is there anything I've done, anything I've thought, anything I've like? We need to look at all aspects, not just the physical. Yeah. Emotions, mental perceptions, everything. So I would love you to actually start asking questions instead of going, this is wrong with me and this is what I have and this is what it is, because that limits you in a box. And quantum field is not a box. Yeah, so a quantum field is a field of possibilities. Right now, in this moment, because this is what Healy does, it presents you with what is right now the most important thing to address, because that is the need of the body. That doesn't mean things are wrong. That is just the need of the body. So if you would have a child and the child will be crying, would you say to a child, this is wrong with you? You are horrible because you are crying and this is wrong with you and you are completely a bad person. No, you would try to comfort the child. You would try to understand what's going on, why that happened, why the child actually started crying. So the same thing happens with you and your body. So make sure that you approach it with compassion, that you approach it with kindness, that you approach it with some empathy. Yeah. And good, broad questions, open ended questions. Okay. So I put together a bit of like a summary. This is not entire list of programs. Remember, we've done all these programs already. So if you want to go into the details and learn all about them, you can go with every little sessions or big sessions that we made and created for the trainings on each of these programs. So make sure that this is just a summary. Know that. So it's something to pull the threads through when we're actually scanning. And when you are going to do a deeper analysis, then you can dive in and you can go into those programs, the list of programs, and start reading it and actually exploring yourself on that level. Because these frequencies and analysis, yes, they will show you what's right now needed, but they're meant for you to vibrate them for a while. They're not there for you to scan every single minute or every single day. You can, but if I'm honest, I would suggest you to actually work with those programs from the analysis for at least a week. Yeah, so you can actually start shifting things within the body, because every child that learns to walk will not learn to walk in 3 minutes or in a day. It will take him a while before it actually gets it. And the same happens with your body when you vibrate things to your body. And you need to start learning what your body is telling you. And this is just a list of things that will be like an insight into your body, because your body doesn't have a normal language that you normally speak. It has a different language. And if you don't understand it, it's going to be harder. So I'm not going to go and read through that. I'm going to pop this into the Facebook group, but it is just a guide, yeah, for you to kind of have a visual presentation and kind of start connecting the dots. So I've gave you all the list of programs except the natural cycle and energy, but we've done that. So energy is literally either you are overstimulated by agitating EMFs, or there's a energy challenge within the cell or in the body, yeah, that actually needs to be addressed. And natural cycle, we know what natural cycle is. That means that your circadian rhythm is out of balance. That means all your meridians will be too. That also means that can influence your sleep, your hormones, and everything else. So if that comes up on your analysis, that's something you can look into. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it. So I'm going to screenshot that and pop it into the Facebook group, so don't stress. What I do is I actually run all Healy programs, and it comes up like this. So this is my scan today. And then I look at the percentage. Yeah, so normally you get 5 different program lists on the all Healy analysis. Yeah, so right, because I just take a photo. I'm going to show you later what is underneath. But I normally look at either the top 3 or what I love to do in my body. So depending on the percentage. So I look at anything that's over 50. So you see that my percentages are really close to 50, because I've been working on my body a lot. I really support my body. So there's not a lot over 50. Yeah. And that means that right now, this week, things are over 50. Normally I have them around 30%, 20%. Yeah. When I scan. Why? Because I will tell you why. And you will see what came up, and you will understand how that relates to everything that's been happening for me this week. So as you see, Soul Cycle came up at the top as a 54%, and then right after Bioenergetic Defense programs, 53%, and then fitness, 53%. So these are kind of equal, yeah? And what I like to do, I like to scan deeper. So I like to do a deeper analysis. So doing analysis for each of these programs, anything that's over 50%. And then I would vibrate, yeah, normally the top, either the whole all Healy programs and the top 2, so this means Soul Cycle and Bioenergetic Defense programs, into my body's field. So not more than 3 programs per day, program lists per day, yeah, of the analysis, program analysis that you do, that you vibrate back to the body, yeah. What the amount of time you vibrate, you need to test yourself. You have the recommendations. We've been through that like multiple times, which are recommended by Healy Corporate, which is either 8 times 37 seconds or 4 times a minute and 20 seconds. So those are recommendations. I tend to listen to my body. So when it comes to, for example, if I would vibrate Soul Cycle, because I know Soul Cycle, if we look at back, Soul Cycle, positive mood, release of negative influences on our bioenergetic field, aura cleans. So I know this is more of an energetic and emotional effect. So I know that anything for my body, I know my body. Yeah, so I know that anything that's emotional and energetic, I need a lower amount of time. So I would normally run this list of program for Soul Cycle. I would probably run it for about 2 minutes. Yeah. And then, for example, fitness programs, which are more physical programs, right? Because we have either regeneration, we have circulation, we have, anything on a physical tissue, muscle kind of situation. Yeah. Those programs on my body, because it's a denser energy, I need a longer period. So I would probably run fitness today based on what I know about myself, and I'll tell you why. I would run this between 6 to 12 minutes. Yeah. If I would be really, really tired and my muscles would be really tired, because I know why this fitness program came up, I would run it up to 27 minutes. So that will be my own personal approach. You can try with what Healy recommends, yeah, as Healy Corporate, and observe your body. What happens with your body, how it responds. If it's not enough, then try something else, try more, and see how your body responds. So now let's go through the analysis, and then I'm going to actually test it on, oh no, somebody else will test it on someone, so you can actually practice. Okay, so these are the top four. That this one is already, so the skin program is already under 50, but I've scanned it anyway, just to show you the pattern. So Soul Cycle came up, yeah. As you see, it only came up as 50%, so the highest one, although it was the top one, it was only 50% for happy. So those are positive thoughts, positive mindset. These are also like positive hormones like serotonin, yeah, oxytocin, in the Soul Cycle. Yeah, so those are the lifting up of those hormones. The next one is power reserve, burden, and stimulation. Yeah, and I will tell you exactly how that connects. So you see how the second one is actually bioenergetic defense. So bioenergetic defense are all disturbances that are inside or outside in our environment, in our environment, in my environment, that are influencing my physical, energetic, and emotional body. So as you see, sleeping came up over 50, and planets came up at 50. So how does these two connect? Of course they connect. I'll tell you why. Because I haven't had a good night's sleep tonight. I was really tossing and turning, really, like, my dreams were really vivid. I was processing a lot of emotional stuff, and this week has been really stressful for me. I've been also detoxing my body. I've been a bit under the weather, so I needed to kind of support my body to release the toxins so it can heal faster. So if you connect this together, so sleeping, so if sleeping comes up, that's a disturbance in the field. So when a sleeping disturbance in the field comes up, what happens when we don't sleep well? Well, our hormones are affected, right? So when our hormones are affected, then we don't have enough positive mood. Yeah, our moods are a bit more low. Yeah, and power reserve, so energy is lower as well. So you see how power reserve came up, because I didn't sleep well. And at the same time, planets came up, which I know right now energetically, astrologically, planets, yeah, I have full-on transits, meaning that there's a lot of planetary influences on my bioenergetic field that is actually making me and my body and work emotionally, energetically, and mentally. So as you see, There's mental that came after. So my mental capacity was actually diminished because of these influences. And that is completely true. And you can see there's burden because that's literally all of that is actually stressing my body and my energetic field. And I need stimulation. I need more energy to move through in order for me to process. So you see how this was more important than this? This was influencing my body. So that's why Soul Cycle came up first. And then the third program list that came up was fitness. That is normal because I actually went to a gym this morning after 5 days being away because my body needed rest and regeneration. And look what came up, regeneration. Because I was working and training my body, my muscles, and my body needed regeneration. It also came up with performance and stamina, of course, because I have power reserve here, meaning I don't have enough power in order to, and energy in the body in order to perform the best I can. And my training session was not at the top today, like top notch. I literally was trying to get myself into gear and it came up. It's not over 50. Yeah, that means that my body just needs a bit of a push. Yeah, a bit of a support. Yeah, but it came up because that was important for the body in that moment. And then the fourth one came up, which in the All Healy program list was actually under 50%. So this is just tweaking and adjusting things in the body. So if you look at what came up, skin impurities, which is completely true because I've been really detoxing in the last 4 weeks. And this week has been full on detox for my body. And I've noticed that. And my skin cleared out last week, where this week I could feel like little pimples and things on my skin, around my face. So I know my body's cleansing out through the skin. So this skin impurity systematic is perfectly aligned because I've been noticing this on my skin. It's not a crucial issue to adjust because these are more important things that are stressing the body, that are influencing my energetic field, my emotional well-being, and my mental well-being, as well as my health. So when these are addressed, this will move away. Yeah, because the body will cleanse out the toxin, it will start to balance itself. And then, of course, car harmony, which is normal. I actually was doing strength training this morning. So normally when we do strength training, the muscle literally has this little small tears, yeah, when we build up the strength in the muscle. And that's also scarring, yeah, so that actually needs repairing. So that's normal that that came up. Skin harmony local is just balancing the skin. When the impurities come up, normally the skin harmony local comes up in order to balance the pH of the skin, to balance the hormones, to balance everything else in the body. Do you see how that all connects to what I've been feeling and experiencing throughout this week? Yeah? Any questions around this? This is me. But before we go, this is really fast because I want to play around with this. So I would love to have someone, Deb, because I already have you in my Healy. Are you willing to be a test bunny? Cool. Okay. Anyone that would like to practice reading all Healy programs for Deb, can you please pop your hand up? And I will guide you both through this so you can actually practice. Anyone wants to do that? Pop your hand up in the Zoom so I can see you because I can't see the whole thing. Oh, okay. Kavita. Ask you mute. And Deb, let me just find you, Debbie. Deb. Here. Okay. So let me just stop this.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
How are you? Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, ma'am. I can hear you. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Dr. Kavita.
I can't hear you properly. I'm so sorry.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Dr. Kavita.
Beautiful. So, Kavita, you will be reading Deb. Deb, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, Mama. Yeah, Mama, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes. So Deb will be the one that will be scanning, and you will be reading Deb's a list of programs. Okay. So I'm just gonna start sharing my phone.
Okay.
Here. Okay. Everybody
Yeah.
sees my phone.
Yes.
Let me just Deb, I'm just going to see if I can actually pin you so I can see you, Kavita. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I have you both at the top. Okay, cool. Let me just find Deb in here. That's you?
Yep.
That's you, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have too many people in here. It's so many same names. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into resonance, the first one. Oh, sorry, I just need to connect here. Every time goes out. So we go into the resonance at the top. Yeah. And no, go back. And we click the plus button. And then we go all Healy programs.
Yeah.
Do analysis for the all Healy programs. So we're going to wait for it to run. So Kavita, you don't know anything about Deb. Yeah. So now you're going to, with your knowledge and your intuition, you're going to look at the programs and you are going to literally tell Deb, what do you think is going on for her in the body? Yeah. So what came up is deep cycle program, 74%, bioenergetic harmony 1 program, 61%, soul cycle programs, 60%, skin programs, 57%, and fitness programs, 55%. Would you like me to scan deeper so then you can connect things together?
Yeah.
Kavita?
Can I just ask you something,
Yes.
Petra?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Actually, the deep
Go.
cycle program, according to my knowledge, actually we will give it for the hypertension. No, ma'am. Am I right if I am wrong?
Deep cycle is for what?
Hypertension.
Deep cycle program. Usually we will give it for hypertension.
So, okay, let me
So
stop you.
according to my knowledge, the deep cycle program needs more concentration to Deb, ma'am. Am I right?
So we also have this option. So I'm just going to give you here. So we back. So deep cycle programs, detoxification, balance of nervous
Yeah,
system,
ma'am. Actually,
detox
Deb, ma'am
pathway,
needs
and energy.
more
And
concentration on deep cycle.
and you said hypertension, meaning like hyperactivity or like overload. Is that what you were meaning?
Yeah, increased blood pressure.
Increased blood pressure. Okay.
So the deep cycle program, the Deb ma'am needs more concentration on that program.
Okay.
Petra, can I ask you something?
Sure.
See how it's got the old, so it doesn't matter that the image is old. You don't have to keep updating the image.
So I have because I have this Healy is really old. This is like almost 4.5 years old. Yeah. So I have deep cycles. I have deep cycle H. I also have the old resonance things like Materia Medica and like really old stuff. Yeah. So what I've noticed is Healy knows exactly what frequencies you need. So I have both deep cycles.
Excuse me.
Sorry, Kavita.
Hypertension?
Kavita, let me just finish Kavita, let me just reply to Deb first. Yeah, so
sure,
I'll be right with you.
Sure.
So when deep cycle programs, we have deep cycle and deep cycle H. So when I scan myself with this, is what I found is Healy exactly chooses the right frequency. So if I need deep cycle, it will come up with deep cycle. If I need deep cycle H, which is the harmonization with the earth and the atmosphere and the planets and the sun, I actually run those, because deep cycles are literally more connected to the body, where deep cycle H has the harmonic frequencies with the environment around us. Yeah. So this means that deep cycle programs are more focused on the physical aspects of the body systems within your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but that wasn't the question.
Yes.
My question was more, when you see my image, like
That's
I'm
okay.
saying, it's okay. It doesn't have to be an updated one. It can stay for
I
this
could, but I was sending an intention directly to you right now.
Okay, great. That's fine.
Yeah, so I knew I was just trying to save time, but yes, I was sending an intention, but I would update it if that will be the case. Yes, definitely. Okay, so Kavita, so I'm going to now scan deeper. I'm going to go into deep cycle, bioenergetic harmony, and all of that, and then you can tell Deb, what do you feel is going on for her in the body? Yeah, so I'm just going to go and go in. I'm going to go and find the deep cycle programs, and I'm going to scan this. So it came up as kidney harmony male. Go to the roots, third application, which is the old one, which is sensitivities, or something else, pure energy, kidney harmony female, and digest all. Yeah, so have that in mind. I'm just going to scan deeper. So the next one was bioenergetic harmony 1. So let's try that and see what comes up. Flexibility, defense, potency, eye harmony, and intestine harmony. And let's scan. You have everything over 50, but I'm going to scan soul cycle, the last one. So we have at least 3 to actually see, because she has everything over 50. Yeah. I will let you at the end what I would do in this case, but I will just scan right now for 3 groups at the top, and then I'll let you know adjustments later on. So soul cycles. So let's try soul cycles so we can see what comes up. So soul cycles. Stimulation, energy balance, self-confidence, emotions, and serenity. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to deep cycles. Now, Kavita, what would you tell Deb? What have you learned from this, so you can tell her what's going on for her in the body? Kavita, can you hear me? Hello?
She's gone.
Oh no, she probably unmuted. And Kavita, can you hear me?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Beautiful. So we can
ma'am,
hear
I want
you now
to know
as well.
whether Deb ma'am has hypertension.
So Deb, do you have hypertension? Are you like high blood pressure?
Don't know.
Okay, but
maybe
Kavita,
stress related.
Stress? Okay, so when you're looking at this sorry, Deb?
Yeah, stress. I can tell, I can give you a clue. I'm very dehydrated.
Okay. So Kavita, what would you say? What would you say that what is going on for her, and what does she need to support?
Actually, maybe stress related, ma'am. That's what she needs. First, initially, the deep cycle program. And usually, what the knowledge I got about the soul cycle, like if some other person is not getting married, we can give a soul cycle program.
They don't get what?
If someone is not getting marriage.
Married. Okay.
So marriage
we are
related
looking
issues
at
we can give an.
so we can't go that personal, right? So those are personal choices and decisions. We need to look at the body as a whole, right? So let me help you with this. So when we go back into all Healy programs, yeah. So you can see that deep
Yeah, ma'am. The
cycle is
first
coming.
thing okay.
Yes, please. What?
Yeah, I'm married, so I don't know.
so cycle.
Maybe
So cycle is.
like to get a good understanding also, we can put on soul cycle, ma'am. Not only for the unmarried persons.
Yes, but we need to now look at not only what is in our heads, yeah, what we've learned about
like
certain
entire
programs.
thing I can understand. Yeah.
We need to look at as program as a
So
whole. What are they doing and how are we applying them to our body? So when we're looking at the deep cycles, what is the main purpose of deep cycle programs for our body? What's the main purpose?
it's
What do they help us with?
on the excretory system, the kidney. First, we have to concentrate.
We need to concentrate on.
Concentrate for the deep cycle. The first, we have to concentrate on kidney.
Yes, but Kavita, we are trying to understand. Yeah, so we know that we need to focus on this because the Healy is saying that 74% of deep cycle programs is relevant to her. But we need to understand why is that relevant so she can understand what's really going on in her body. Yeah, so let me help you. I'm going to come and meet you halfway. So when we look at the deep cycles, so when deep cycles are coming up this high, so it's 74%, deep cycles in general, they help us detox our body better. So anything that has to do with sensitivities, be it food sensitivities, be it air sensitivities, any pollutants, any toxins coming out from the environment, as well as the toxins within our own body, meaning emotional stress, yeah? Physical stress literally causes oxidation within the body, meaning the body needs to work harder in order to detoxify whatever's going on within the body. Yeah. And when we look at deep cycle further, I'm going to go back in. But the next one is bioenergetic harmony. So bioenergetic harmony programs, in essence, they are systemic programs. So they actually help bring certain organs, certain systems within the body back to balance. So they actually help and boost those systems, support those systems, so the body can release either the toxins, which we now know it's a priority in the body right now for her. Because deep cycles, when they come up at the top, that means that she is either not taking care of herself, yeah, as well as she would want to, yeah, and either she's making the poor food choices or not eating regularly, or I'm giving options, yeah. I'm not saying this is exactly what it is. These are the questions that we need to start asking. What is affecting her body in order so she can actually start finding solutions to eliminate those stresses out of her body and her life in order to come back to balance. Because she can run these programs and help her body detox, but if she's eating poorly or if she's stressed all the time, yeah, it's not going to work. It's going to work temporarily, but it's not going to work long term. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, I can understand.
Petra, I can
Kavita,
give.
just a second. Kavita, have you heard what I said? Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. So initially, to start with, we can start with the gold cycle program to eliminate the detoxification entirely. And particular thing, one we can give it as a physical, one we can give it as a mental, one we can give it as a spiritual side.
Well, you
So
can,
mental
but your
well-being
Healy,
to leave the
your Healy,
stress.
but your
Yeah,
Healy is
with the
actually
Healy.
telling you what program she needs. That's why you are scanning the blue dot app. She actually needs a deep cycle program, right?
Yeah.
And when we look
Yes.
at the deep cycle, what does she need? Kidney harmony male.
Kidney harmony. Yes, ma'am.
What that? Sorry.
I'm just going to give you some symptoms because this kind of really resonates. Okay, so I'm really bad at drinking water, right? And I've started getting a bit of, when you get a bit of leg pain, when you realize, oh, I'm getting a bit dehydrated and a bit headish, and my energy is really flat. But as you know, my mum passed away a couple of weeks ago, so life has been quite stressful, and going through grief with the kidneys, the emotional, I think it's an emotional, that's me, that's what I got from that.
And if you look at that, Kavita, right, when she shared with you what's going on for her, you can now connect that exactly to the body. So you can say, kidney male. So that's actually a masculine energy. So either there's lack of action, yeah. With grief, that's a normal thing, because with grief, adrenal glands, which are connected to kidneys, yeah, are the ones that are depleted because the body is so heavy from the weight of the grief. And the body's trying to process all of that within, and it's not moving, yeah, the way it needs to move. So, and you're not drinking properly, so that means that you have go to the roots program right after, which means that toxins are filling up in the body and the lymph, yeah, which go to the roots program means to clean it all out deeply from the cells.
And Petra, before you did the scan, I was thinking lymph nodes. That's the thing I was thinking.
All right, Mom, I got it.
Yeah, so this is how we connect. That's how we become detectives, right? We ask questions, we get some feedback, we look at how things connect to each other. Yeah, so you see how she has both kidneys. The male is active at the top, but the female is on the bottom. And digestive system is also affected, and then normally comes up when you have emotional stress, when there's a lot of things in the outside world and inside world going on. For someone, the digestion will be affected because it's the nervous system that gets affected. Yeah. So when we look at the next program, which is bioenergetic harmony, we have flexibility, defense, potency, eyes, and intestine. Yeah. So flexibility is what I would call is sometimes connected with circulation. Yeah. So that's lymph. Yeah. Or it could also mean inflammation. So if there's a lot of toxins, the flexibility can come up as either too much inflammation, which can come up with stress. Yeah, so that also means, because this is a systemic program, means that we can support our body based on what's happening for it now. Yeah, it is 60%. So of course, stress brings up inflammation. That's a normal response. That doesn't mean that her body is fully inflamed for like years and years. There's not chronic inflammation. But if she would stay in this state for longer periods of time, this could turn into aches and pains and, like chronic inflammation that she doesn't want. So this is why it's really good to have a Healy in order to actually look at and prevent things that might be happening long term, and you can actually prevent them before they happen. Yeah. And defense, I would say, because you have been stressed, defense lowers its lower immune system. So I would definitely start running defense if you're feeling that way. So at least like every second day, I would run defense program right now for you. And then eyes.
I've been having sore eyes all today. So, and I don't normally.
So eyes are connected to liver. So when the body is not processing toxins properly and there's a higher inflammation levels, the liver can't actually process things out. So then the tension Kidneys are under the eyes. So if you have puffy eyes or things underneath, these are kidneys, and this is lymph. Yeah. But if the eyes, the back of the eyes, or like the lids, these are kidneys. So meaning that the gut is not doing things the way that it needs to, then the liver gets overwhelmed, and then the kidneys get overwhelmed. And if the kidneys are overwhelmed, then the vice versa, right? They need to go backwards. So that's how your body's trying to save and survive, survive in the situation that it is. And the last one is your soul cycle, which is stimulation. Again, circulation. Yeah. Body wants activity, either movement. If it's too much, if you feel tired, go swimming. Like swimming is good, water, to actually move the emotions at the same time. Yeah. So those connections are really good. And soul cycle is to actually nurture your soul, and you have energy, right? So either overstimulated and then drop in energy, right? So energy balance is what actually keeps your energy balanced within the cell and within the whole body. So those are really good programs to run if you want to. I would probably run them on coil to actually help the body.
I haven't, like, today's the first time ever. I just feel like so sluggish, like my energy, like my battery's depleted completely.
Yeah. And that can happen from few things, right? One is stress, the other one is emotional stress, and then the toxins. So the more toxins are sitting in the body, the more tired we are, and we want to rest. But the best option when we have that feeling is to move ourselves out and actually just go for a walk. Don't run, even if it's like 5 minutes around the block, or two rounds of the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, just to move that lymph around. If that's too much for anyone, then try a minute or 3 minutes rebounding. Yeah, just jump on the spot, like literally move your body up and down to literally start moving the lymph. Because if the lymph is stuck, then everything else will be stuck. Because obviously, lymph is the only way the toxins can get out, and if the kidneys and liver are not working properly. And then self-confidence comes from stress and grief, and that is always affected. Emotions, of course, running up and down based on the situation you're in. And serenity, you need peace. You need peace within, peace around you. Maybe if you can, I know it's hard, but maybe finding, 15 minutes, 30 minutes to go into nature, to actually just be. Do nothing, just be, regenerate, and heal. That's the only thing I would say. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Kavita?
Kind of affirms or reaffirms kind of thing. Just going back to that soul
cycle.
Hello. Yeah,
Kavita? Kavita?
Yes, Mama, I'm here.
Does that make sense to you? How I've connected the dots?
Yeah, Mama, I can understand.
Yeah, so if you have a limited knowledge on certain programs, it's good to actually go and watch the replays or learn about the programs. Just read about the programs in the manual, in the Healy manual, so you can start expanding your knowledge. So when you read the list, it's going to make more sense for you.
Good, ma'am. Thank you. But can you suggest any good website, ma'am, so that we can get all the information?
Yes, of course. It's literally in the Healy. So you can go into the Healy manual, which is literally on your info center. You can have your, or was it here in the app? My Healy. No, where was it? Advanced manual here. So you have the manual, and you can see and you can read the programs. You can also go into the pink app, into the manual, and you can read the programs. That's the blue app. So in the pink app, you have the description of the programs. Yeah. And also all the trainings that we've done, all that information is in there as well.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for participating.
Thank you so much.
Deb, you wanted to ask for the soul cycle. Wait, I need to unmute you.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, with the energy and with the kidney and liver, what we've discussed, being like menopausal, do you know what I mean? When the stress level, I guess they're the two kind of key organs as well
Yes.
that tend
I
to.
would say yes, dehydration. When kidneys come up, I normally ask, are you under stress a lot? Because when kidneys come up, especially when kidney male comes up in deep cycle, that it is either too much action for too long and then not enough action because it drops. Yeah. So, or there's a fear present because fear is connected to kidneys. And when fear is present, sometimes we have a freeze response, so we do not act. Yeah. So then that energy gets stored in the body. And instead of putting it into focus into somewhere as an outlet, yeah, like creating something with it, we are then actually become anxious in the body, and that is stress on the body. Yeah. So it's either inward and outward. So energy needs to go somewhere. So they sometimes when kidneys come up, especially when both come up, I would say either there was an emotional stress, there was a lot of physical stress, either somebody's tired, dehydrated, or they've been making really bad choices, and the kidneys are not like they're fighting to actually detox the body. Yeah, so those are the things that I would look at when kidneys come up. And also go to the roots is a program, especially deep cycles. When deep cycles come up, even if I don't look at the specific programs in there, the first thing I ask people is, how is your food? How is your stress? How is your water? And you're doing anything to support your organs like liver, kidneys, and digestive system. How is your gut? Because if the gut is not working, then the go to the roots will normally come out and digest all will come up. Because go to the roots is normally when the body is so acidic and it needs to get rid of the toxins out of the cell, it needs to get rid of the toxins out of the gut. Sometimes it can be also that people are irregular, yeah, meaning there's not enough release of toxins with going to the toilet. So there's so many things that we could look at. But even if we just go to the all Healy programs and I just say, these are the list of programs that come up. If I would see deep cycles at the top, I would just go, your body needs detoxing. So either from an emotional stress, mental stress, physical stress. Yeah. You don't even have to know. You just need to know that either the body needs support with rest, and also support with frequencies and, for example, herbs or alkalizing water drinks and things like that, like minerals and lemon juice and things like that you can add on when deep cycles come up. And then, for example, if Bioenergetic Harmony 1 or 2 come up, these are all systemic programs. So there's something going on with either of the organs in the body. So something is overwhelmed and overloaded. Yeah. So if something is overloaded, if, for example, because bioenergetic came up and flexibility came up. So that means to me that flexibility is inflammation. So either the kidneys are not properly eliminating toxins, the gut is not working as it needs to, the liver is not actually processing hormones. So the inflammation is building up in the body and the immune system is going down. Yeah. But if, for example, there will be liver at the top, I would exactly know, oh, wow, okay, this is an organ systemic programs. So liver coming up at the top, meaning that either you're not processing hormones probably you're not processing hormones properly. Seriously. And either that or the gut is overwhelmed and you have leaky gut or SIBO or whatever it is that's happening in the gut that is not working properly. And then when the gut is not working properly, the liver gets overwhelmed. Yeah, because that's the second step from the gut before it goes to the kidneys. So, and as soon as I would see, okay, soul cycles, okay, there's something emotional happening in your life. I know exactly when soul cycles come up because it's a balancing something. There's a disturbance in the aura field, meaning there's either conflict in relationships, there's a conflict within yourself, or there is an emotional stress that happened recently for someone. Yeah. When soul cycles come up like that, that is normally what is happening. Yeah. So soul cycles came up for me as well, but because I've been processing emotional stuff this week, and it was an emotional disturbance in my aura. It was not high because I've been really processing this week and really cleaning it, but at the same time, it still came up because my body's not done yet. It's not there yet. Yeah. And then skin programs, I would probably say here, skin programs are either skin, like impurities, like that will be connected to the toxins. Yeah. So either not lymph not properly moving things out, or an injury like a cut or a brace or something that happened, like a bruise, or it could also be internal tissue. Yeah. So if there's like an issue with the body, like there's tears in the muscles or tears in the gut, like sometimes skin programs come up when there's leaky gut. Yeah, because it's an internal tissue that needs to be repaired. And fitness program, probably circulation or regeneration of the body, or stamina, power, whatever it is that your body needs in order to actually start repairing. So when you look at it like this, you don't need to know specific programs. You can just, based on this, I'm going to stop and share this one. So based on these, which are just summaries, you can start pulling things out. You can start pulling things out when you're reading your list of programs, to start building that connection with yourself, and ask yourself, if, I don't know, bioenergetic defense programs come up, the protection from disturbances of our bioenergetic field. So what is disturbing you? Is it planets? Is it the earth? Is it the atmosphere? Is it, is it the position where you sleep, or what is it? Yeah. So if, I don't know, gold cycles come up, these are all programs systematic for the body, like overall. You can look at, if pure comes up, exactly that detoxification is wrong. Yeah, you need to do something about it. If care comes up, immune system is lacking, so you need to take care of yourself. You need to boost your positive emotions. Yeah. If learning programs come up, there's probably overwhelm of information in your head. You're not retaining memory. If you're not retaining memory, that could be a connection to hormones. But let's say there could be a memory issue. Yeah. So all of those things, you can start connecting back to your body. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yes, Deb.
Yeah, I was just thinking with the skin one, with collagen, obviously a depletion, within the tissue, the skin tissue, and hydration, obviously the dry skin, potentially.
Can be. And that could also be meaning that, your skin needs regeneration. It's skin harmony local. Yes, correct. So it's skin harmony local, skin scar. So you have skin and scar. So meaning that skin harmony local, it's something's going on locally on the skin, either on the top or specifically somewhere on the body. Yeah. And then you have scars. So scars, there's a scarring either within your body or on the skin or underneath your skin that's been abrasive. Yeah. So your body wants to repair it. But you see how it's like 40, 37, 36%. So it's not an urgent issue. It's just a side effect of something that has been happening already, that is more prominent and dominant right now in the body. And Healy will always show you what's more dominant and right now needing support and attention. And I know a lot of people go, yeah, but planets come up, but I have a thyroid issue. Well, yes, because if planets are influencing your bioenergetic field and you stress all the time, then yes, of course, you're going to have a thyroid issue, because it's stressing your nervous system, and your adrenal glands are connected directly to your thyroid. So we need to understand that there is nothing that Healy does that has no sense. Healy does everything based on what your body needs. So this is just a way for you to explore if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't need to. Yeah, you can just scan the program and vibrate it and let it go. Yeah, that's the simplest way to do. But I know a lot of you want to know more. I know a lot of you want to go deeper within yourself. And I know a lot of you want to make sense of what's going on and why this is coming up for you. Because as me, I'm the one that goes, oh, I like this. My body needs supports in this. Okay, I'm going to vibrate this. I'm going to take this alkalizing drink. I'm going to support myself with this collagen. I'm going to support myself with this protein. I'm actually going to take this herb in order to actually help and boost this body so it comes back to balance faster. But that's me. It doesn't have to be you. I'm just giving you an option of what you can do. Yeah? Okay. Any questions before we close this tonight? Let me just stop. Or any add-ons, I would love to see, because I know a lot of you are using this and you're using it differently than I do. So if there's anything else that you would love to add, I would love to hear it. Give me a sec so I can I need to, okay, you can unmute. Shanti?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I have one question. Now, 3 cycles, you said the first 3 programs are important.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, well,
all of them are... all the 5 programs of hers came above 50.
Yes, correct. So thank you for reminding me. Yes.
Plus the individual percentages also, I want to know which one to run as per these 5, or individually, if you take 5 into 5, 25 programs will come. In that, do we have to see the percentage and go according to the decreasing order? Can you please explain?
Yes, so thank you for reminding me. I wanted to add this on. So normally if the programs that are you scanning are coming, 3 of them are coming over 50, the rest of them are under 50. What I would do is I would actually vibrate those 3 programs for 3 weeks. Yeah, so list of programs every single day for 3 weeks. And I wouldn't scan anything new until I finish those 3 weeks. Because Deb has all the 5 list of programs that we did over 50. Yeah, she could have 2 options. So she could choose the top 3, run them for 3 or 4 weeks or whatever she wants to, but 3 weeks, for example, minimum, and then rescan and see what comes up. The other option that is a bit more intensely applicable to her body would be that she would actually choose the first 3 programs for 3 weeks, and then the last 2 program list for another 2 weeks. Yeah, so she would actually do a whole 5-week session with those list of programs and then rescan. So depends on what her body needs. You can always try different options, right? This is not this is how you need to do it, because we are in a quantum field. Everybody is doing it differently because we are all unique. We have different needs. But if, for example, she knows herself, and Deb would say, right now I know I'm stressed and I know I need detoxification and I need support kidneys, then she would choose her deep cycle. Yeah, she would choose her bioenergetic harmony and soul cycle, which all 3 influence what she was describing. And then she would run those for 3 or 4 weeks, for example, if she wanted to do an extra week of support. And then she would rescan and see what changes. And then she would also address during those 3 to 4 weeks, she would also address, for example, de-stressing herself and going to nature, drinking more water, adding more minerals, yeah, doing some more exercise, walking or yoga or something gentle, yeah, and then maybe meditation for 5 minutes just to pause and stop and breathe, yeah. So she could actually help her nervous system respond and actually heal. And that could be her choice. But if she would want to address all of them, she could do 5 weeks. Does that make sense, Santoshi? Something? Let me just...
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
And if we have to run 3 programs for 3 weeks, so how often do we have to run each program?
So it's a list of programs. Yeah. So when you do, I'm going to share this with you. So I'm just going to go into my phone. So she would go in and she would go all Healy programs, vibrate, and she would say, I'm going to vibrate this for 2 minutes. Yeah? So she's going to vibrate that for 2 minutes. Then she's going to go back and go, okay, I'm going to work on deep cycle. So I know deep cycle is, for example, more of a physical. And let's say this is an assumption, yeah, that her body actually responds better vibrating deep cycle for 6 or 12 minutes. Yeah, instead of just 1 minute and 20 or 2 minutes. So she would go into deep cycle and she would run it for 12 minutes to help the body detox and support, get the messages. Yeah. And then she would go back and she would go, okay, now I'm going to run the bioenergetic harmony. Yeah. And she would vibrate that for, let's say, 6 minutes or 2 minutes. Yeah. We had the 6 minutes before the physical one. She doesn't want to over detox the body. So she would go for 2 minutes, for example. Yeah. And those are the 3 lists. And then if she wants to, the next week, for example, so she would run all these 3 lists every single day for those timings. Yeah. And then if she wants to support herself even further, she would run kidney harmony male. Yeah. Every single day for 3 weeks. She would run flexibility every single day for 3 weeks. And she would run, where am I? Here. Soul cycle stimulation, on a coil every day for 3 weeks. If that's too much for her, she can run it every 3 days, once a week. Yeah? Does that make sense? This is just an example. I'm not saying this is exactly how you need to do it. But this is an example because the top programs are always the ones that your body needs the most because it's showing them at the top. Yeah? Does that make sense, Shanti?
Yes, ma'am. And if we are using electrodes?
As you know, right? So you need to know that electrodes will always be maximum 3 programs per day. That's why I said 2 programs, for example, I would run deep cycle for her because looking at her energy now for me, but even deep cycles is better on electrodes. Yeah, soul cycle I would run on coil because I feel it's a much better application based on it because it's an emotional and energetic. Yeah, and bioenergetic harmony is also a physical systemic program, so I would run that on electrodes. Yeah, so you're not overwhelming your body. So she has 2 programs on electrodes and 1 program on coil. And if that will be too much for her, then I would say, the electrodes will be too much. I would take bioenergetic harmony out. So I would run deep cycle for a week. The second week I would run bioenergetic harmony and then again go back to deep cycle. And in between I would run soul cycle. If that will be, if 2 programs on electrodes will be too much for her. You can always adjust. But always start with the top 1 because the deep cycle is what the body needed. She could also say, I just want to work on deep cycles because deep cycles are just at the top. I'm going to vibrate only this to make it simple, only this for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And I'm going to apply kidney harmony male every single day, only 1 program per day for 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, for a month. And I'm going to see what happens in the body. I'm going to respond to that. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. You're eager to ask a question because it's on you.
No, I just wanted to kind of add to this because we know that it's an emotional one as well. I did put in the comments, like, I would also do digital nutrition so I can see what can support the kidney and vital substances, and for then knowing what supplements I can utilize.
Definitely.
And the creative homeopathic or the bush, the bark flowers for that emotional support.
You can add on as much as you want, right? But to keep it simple, to actually just look at the body. Yes, of course, you can do so many things, right? I love the vital substances, and then I actually apply instead of vibrating only the vital substances, I actually go in and find the supplements that my body needs, and I find the foods that my body needs, so I can actually support my body not only with frequency but also with physical things within my body. Completely, yes, of course, you can expand it as much as you want.
Yeah, I just suggested it because especially when it comes to the emotional component, if you know that it's more the emotional rather than the physical, then you can go and then use those to actually...
I would run, if that would be, in this case, looking at you, I would run deep cycles and I would literally focus on detox, and I would run an aura and support myself with vibrating aura as well as, for example, Bach flowers, and then support yourself with IMF programs from Soul Cycle. That's what I would do. Because as soon as you address the deep cycles, the bioenergetic harmony will be addressed. So but looking at basics for people that don't have this big knowledge is just looking at the all Healy programs, and this is how you can support yourself with programs. You can just know for yourself that, you know, when you kind of have the steps and you know how to use it, make sure you expand it so you can learn about yourself, what you feel emotionally, what you feel mentally. Yeah, thanks, Deb, for sharing and expanding on that. Okay, holy moly, too many hands. Okay, A, there's an A. I'm just going to stop sharing this so I can actually see it.
Hi. I just want to clarify. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. A.
So
what is your name?
I just want to find out if, like, I'm already running Healy Meridian and also coach. Does that mean that for this all Healy, I can only run one that is the all Healy instead of going down into the deeper to vibrate? I mean, because I'm already vibrating for Healy Meridian.
So Healy is different. So Healy is different because it's in a magnetic field, so it's a bit different. So just make sure that it's a different application. But saying that, make sure that you observe your body. Yeah, how is it responding? Yeah, so if it's agitated by applying so many frequencies, make sure that you are focusing on one or two things at once. So if you are working with your meridians, work with your meridians, and then maybe adding an aura or a Bach flower, something emotional. Yeah. If you're working with detoxifying your body and working on the systems within the body, yeah, then work on that, because we also know that, or if you're going to detox the body and vibrate the meridians, so you can combine those. But you can't, like, it's overwhelming for the body to just go, I want to detox, I want to boost my meridians, I want to work on my emotions, I want to change my patterns in my belief system, and body goes like, wow, where do I start? How do I do this? There's so many stuff happening through the body. We need to understand that on an energetic level, your body will start shifting. The body you can cope energetically. The physical issue will come up. Yeah, that's me, like this week, because I've been doing things too fast in energetic level, and the physical body said, stop, you can't do this, it's too much toxins, it's too much stuff happening, so rest. So I needed to actually stop and rest in order to help my body cleanse, because I was shifting so much and so big things on the energetic level that my body was like, what do I do with this now? Physically, I can't move it all. You're too fast. So make sure that if you are working with things, check in with your body regularly. Is this something that your body can handle? Is it not? Can I step back for a bit? Do I need to move forward? How do I do this? I can't tell you this, what's right or wrong. Your body will tell you. That's why it's so important for you to listen to your intuition. Yeah, and check in. That's why here, this is where awareness comes in. And I can't teach you otherwise by teaching you on awareness. So the more you actually educate yourself, the more you practice, the more you play with it, the more you have fun with it, the more you get feedback, the more you're going to learn. That's the only way you can learn. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Deepak N.
Hello.
Yes,
Thank you, Petra, ma'am. So when this deep cycle came up in this analysis, right? So, I mean, if I don't, so would you recommend only the blue app or the pink app to be used for deep cycle because it came up at the top?
both.
The
I
first
always
question.
recommend I always recommend both. I've been telling and saying this for forever. Like Blue App and Pink App and Healy and Mag Healy are all meant to be used together. Because when you vibrate things to your body, you're sending an email to your body saying, hi, this is what needs to happen in the body. Are you ready to activate this? Great. The body says, yes, let's activate. And then you put on a deep cycle pink app program, which is an IMF program, and you put bracelets on or coil on, whatever you want to. And now the body actually gets a signal, especially with bracelets, yeah, with electrodes. Now you get a signal of electricity saying, signing to the cell, go, cell, activate the factory of energy. Let's regenerate. Let's move this out. You know, chop, 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 chop. All the armies are in the body active to actually activate everything and regenerate what needs to be regenerated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're telling both blue app and pink app, we can go for the deep cycle.
Always, not only for deep cycle, for everything.
For
Unless you
anything.
have Bach flowers, you don't have a pink app program, like you don't have an IMF program.
And in the pink app, if the percentage, like you saw 70, more than 70, so should you put more frequency like 40 or 50, that power that we use? Or should it be 30, 20?
No. So when we're applying IMF, less is more. It's not about, imagine, so if something is coming up 70%, 80%, 90% relevance when you're scanning it, that means that it's been there in the body, it's currently urgent. Yeah. So either it's urgent because it's been a prolonged issue, yeah, or it literally just happened recently. Yeah. So now imagine that, for example, you have a river and there was a flood or like like a huge storm, and it crashed some trees, and now all these trees are now, you know, in the river, preventing the river to flow. So are you going to come and push all those trees out, or are you going to try slowly move them because you know that the rocks can slide? So if your body has been dealing with something for a long time, it's not about the intensity that you push at the body, because then the body will go, what do I do with this? Yeah, it's like electrical shock, not physically, but energetically. Yeah. So it's better, more consistent and prolonged timing. So instead of, for example, that's why I said for Deb, she could do 5 weeks. Yeah, instead of doing a week. So if it would come up, for example, for her deep cycle 50%, I would say do a week or two of the deep cycle and vibrate it at the same time, and then rescan and see what's happening in the body. But because it came up as a 74%, I would definitely say 3 to 4 weeks. Because before the body starts cleansing everything out, it takes time. And nobody's perfect. We don't live in a life where it's perfect. There's no stress. She would need to go into a chamber with no stress, completely silent, with nobody else around, to actually not disturb her bioenergetic field, so she can be completely in a, you know, the softest bubble possible in order for her to regenerate. But that's not life, right? So we are always influenced by other people, situations, whatever that is in our life. So we need to actually give our body time in order to regenerate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And just one more clarification. In that pink app, is the higher power better or lower power better, ma'am? I mean, if
I prefer lower, you mean the current, lower or high
correct,
current?
yes, ma'am. 30% or 40%, 50%,
So
like.
I prefer low current because I'm sensitive, and I don't need to feel the current through my body to be electrified to understand that it's working, because I know it's working. And I always say with frequency, especially with electrodes, microcurrent, less is more. You don't want to stress your body too much when it's healing. You just want to gently nudge it, yeah, into the right direction, and be gentle and nurturing with your body. That's what I would suggest. But of course, you always have a choice to do what you feel is right for you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Okay, so, okay, no, I'm taking 2 and then done. You can ask questions in the group. Okay, Dr. C, a question or a sharing?
Thing is, since if you use Healy and Mac Healy and resonance, the synergetic effect is so nice. Suppose that see, as first we are analyzing the all Healy program, then we are getting that above 50, we are choosing the program. Say example stress. Then if you choose that nerve harmony in the in the Mac Healy program, digital nutrition, it works wonderful. Or you can choose trace minerals. It works wonderful. Then you can connect with the Healy resonance. Either you can choose batch flower or Australian bush flower. There are so many things. We can run any one, and we can get the top 5. We can run that program. If you run this synergetic effect is so nice. We are getting better result.
Healy, so you're running the all Healy program list, and then you're adding this vital substances of Bach flowers. Yes, correct. Yeah, correct. I completely agree. I do the same thing, but I wanted to give a simplified approach to people, because I know people get overwhelmed when I start combining things. Yeah. For me, I can combine 10,000 different things. I'm happy. Yeah. So the more you give me, the more I can create together, put colors together, the more happy I am. Yeah. But not everybody is like that. So, and a lot of people are just starting. But yes, I agree. Like for me, looking at the physical all Healy programs, combining it with the Bach flowers or vital substances, or even combining it with aura, I love the synergy of that. And then combining, for example, with Mag Healy, especially with nervous system programs or vitality in classics or regeneration. Those are really beautiful programs to actually support. I sometimes even do water programs for 10 minutes on my own body. So, and I love the combination, but that is a lot of information for a lot of people. Yeah, but I agree. Thank you for sharing. I completely 100% agree. The combination of that effect is just, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Ganesh, you are the last one, and then I am closing this channel because we're over today.
Namaste, madam.
Hello, Ganesh. How can I help?
Namaste. Namaste. Hello.
Hello. Okay. Yes, I can hear
you. I have been using the Healy for the last 9 months. I am not able to get the results. So just one more clarification. I think with your explanation, I think I'm not using the Healy in a proper way. Every Monday morning, I analyze myself, get the top programs, and in the top programs, what I get. For example, let us take it is deep cycle, it is soul program, or it is bioenergetic vitalization. In that, for example, deep cycle 1, I get 50% or 40%. I run all the 3 programs on 3 or 4 programs on Monday. Tuesday, I go to the soul cycle programs. I run all the 3 or 4 programs on Tuesday. And Wednesday, bioenergetic vitalization or 3 or 4 programs on Wednesday. So like that I am doing. And also I am vibrating that day's program on Blue app. Is it correct or wrong?
If it's working for you, then it's correct. Like there's no right or wrong to approach this, right? You can do that as well. My question is, if deep cycle is coming up for you and you are are you addressing anything else? So if a deep cycle is coming up for you and if you're not getting results, then I would actually suggest and ask you, have you done the gold cycle protocol? Have you done the deep cycle protocol?
Yeah, I have done the gold cycle protocol.
Have you done the deep cycle protocol?
No.
Okay, so if deep cycles are coming up and you've done the gold cycle protocol, then my suggestion would be to actually focus on a deep cycle protocol. You can still run the vibrate the list of programs that you, for example, what I would do is I would actually scan, like analyze in the blue app on the beginning of the protocol. Yeah, and I would vibrate the top 3 list of programs every day, yeah, for a period of 4 weeks. And during those 4 weeks, I would do a deep cycle protocol that we have in our group. And you can find in Healy, by back office, in downloads, you can find them in our group, you can find them in the emails, and you can follow that protocol. Because if deep cycles are coming up for you and things are not moving, then the body can't. So what happens is, because deep cycle protocol or deep cycle programs are working on a detoxification of the cell and a detoxification of organs within the body. So if it's coming up for you all the time at the top when you're analyzing, to me that is saying that the body is not detoxing properly the way it needs to. So if it's not detoxing properly, it can't go into the regeneration mode. So if your body is always looking at how to get rid of toxins, it's not going to go into repair mode. So you're not going to see results that way. So you need to help the body to come back into the balanced state where it does not have to work so hard to get rid of the toxins, so it can utilize the energy to go to the repair. So why is those deep cycles are coming up? I don't know. Like, you need to look at the programs that are coming up. So is it digest all? Is it go to the roots? Is it what program is coming up at the top? Because that will tell you where is the root of the problem. So when you're looking at if it's coming up as digest all, there's probably gut things that need to be addressed. If it's coming up go to the roots, that's probably environmental factors like your food, your stress, your environment, right? What are you investing or ingesting in your body, and where do these toxins come from? So it's not about only vibrating things and, tossing things into your body. It's like your body is a living thing. It needs to have a conversation. So if it's telling you something, so make sure that you actually look at your environment and look at where the toxins are coming from, go onto the deep cycle protocol, vibrate those lists for 4 weeks, and then rescan. So there's need to be an approach, a tactic, a strategy to your body. You can't just say, oh, you need this, and just throw things at it. So I don't know, like if you would say this to a child and you'd be yelling at a child and child doesn't listen to you, well, what's the point of it? Yeah, it's not working. So you need to change the strategy. So make sure that you are taking time to listen to your body and actually go, okay, deep cycles are coming up. My body needs detoxification. So let's focus on detoxification first, and then we're going to address something else when it comes up. So until these deep cycles move off the top of the list, you work on the detoxification and you work on the gut if, the digestol comes up in the list of or list of programs. Does this make sense?
Yeah, that I got the clarity.
Okay.
Just one more clarification.
Okay.
For example, in deep cycle program, if I get the programs like sensitive and deep roots, these are getting. So this I have to vibrate. This I have to put on pink app daily.
So wait, let me get it. So go to the roots.
For example, I vibrate. I analyzed I got the deep cycle. In deep cycle, I got sensitive, clean all, go to the roots, kidney harmony, and
what is the first one? What is the first one?
Sensitive.
Okay, sensitive. So sensitivities are toxins in the environment and in your gut. So I would ask myself, are you allergic to allergic? Are you sensitive to gluten? Are you sensitive to dairy? Do you have any allergies in the body? Where are these toxins coming from? How is your diet? Where is the food? What's the quality of the food? What's the quality of the air? You know, are you in nature? Are you de-stressing? Are you you know, what are you putting on your skin? Because sensitivities are toxins from the environment that your body can't clean up, be it from emotions or from a physical environment. Yeah, so there's
Emotions.
something going on, well, either or, right? So there's something going on that your body doesn't know how to clean up, and it's actually sensitivities is normally affecting your gut and your microbiome. So you need to go back and be a detective and go, okay, what is causing this? So asking questions, what is causing this? So what is causing the toxins to actually be in my body? Where do they come from? So until you actually resolve that issue, you can't, you'll be keep getting it at the top of your list. Because it's like saying, you know, I wanna. You have a boat and the boat is sinking, and you literally pouring the water out, and no more water is coming into the boat. So you're on a sinking ship. So you need to figure out how to close that hole that's bringing water in before you get that water out of the boat. Otherwise, you're doing work again and again. You're on a hamster wheel. Yeah.
Okay. That means a sensitive program, daily I need to run for about 4 weeks and then reanalyze. Is that correct?
So you do if you want to really go and focus on detoxification, go into our group, Facebook group. Okay, for those of you who are not in Facebook group, I'm just going to pop the link in here. Go into the Facebook group and go into the guide section. And you find deep cycle, or you can search at the top in the group, in Facebook group, and you will find deep cycle protocol. So you need to follow that deep cycle protocol for at least 4 weeks. That's what I would do for myself if that would be coming up for me. Let me just pop the link if you're not in our Facebook group. This is our link to the Facebook group. Please answer the questions and accept the group rules before you accept it, because it will automatically accept you in. If not, you'll be in the pending. Yeah. So if you go in there, you can find the training on deep cycle protocols and do that for 4 weeks. You need to help your body cleanse. And it's not only vibrating and running one program, because the protocols are specific strategies of programs to affect and influence your entire body system. Yeah, they're specifically designed to help the body function better. So it's not only using the blue app and scanning and vibrating. If there's an issue that you need to address, you need to go to the protocols. So there's different ways of using Healy. Yeah. And if you have not been here with trainings from the beginning, you can go into the group and you can start at the beginning, 1.5 years back, and go through all the trainings, because I've actually built them so you can understand your body and you can start using your Healy better. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. That is it for tonight. If you have any questions, please make sure that you pop them into our Facebook group. I will answer as soon as possible. Otherwise, we have so many beautiful, beautiful people with so much knowledge in our Facebook group. And I'm so grateful and blessed to have you all in there. I am truly blessed. But we are moving into November and we have 2 beautiful guests. We're going to look at one of the beautiful guests that is a time wave practitioner. We're going to look at a bit out of the physical world. We're going to look at consciousness. We also have Bach flowers coming in with a beautiful friend of mine, and she's amazing at it. And she's preparing and sharing a beautiful workbook with you all, which is going to be amazing. I'm trying to squeeze in the Mac Healy Meridian module by the end of the year. Please be patient with me. I'm trying to figure out how to move that in. But otherwise, as always, if you have any questions, pop them into our Facebook group. Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring me every single time you come here every Thursday. I love you dearly, honor you dearly, and I'll see you next Thursday. Have a great night.